Welcome to the Book Hackers Podcast. I'm Cindy Minear.
I'm Tammie Chrin, and we are the co-founders of the Book Hackers Club. If you're listening to this, you probably are a self-publisher who is ready to grow your business, and that's exactly why we're here. What is a book hacker, you ask? A book hacker is a self-publisher who is growing their business by creating books that provide value for their target audience while building a sustainable business.
We'll cover marketing, branding, sales, and everything in between. If you're ready to fast-track the growth of your self-publishing business, you've come to the right place. Our goal is simple: to help you think and act like an entrepreneur. Every Thursday, we'll share tips and resources designed to help you master all aspects of your self-publishing business while having fun along the way.
Ready? Let's start. Welcome to the Book Hackers Show. What is a book hacker? A book hacker is a self-publisher who is growing their business by creating books that provide value for their target audience while building a sustainable business. I'm Tammie Chrin.
And I'm Cindy Minear, your host of the Book Hacker Show. And today we're talking about how to prevent burnout as an entrepreneur during the holiday season.
What is entrepreneurial burnout? Entrepreneurial burnout is a particular type of long-term stress that's related to work. It usually happens when you've been stressed out and for an extended period of time. And Cindy, have you ever felt entrepreneurial burnout?
Oh, yes, Tammie, I sure have. And especially around the holiday when I'm getting books updated and published, working on and running my full-time business, plus getting ready to have the family home for an extended time during the holidays. It just gets to be so much of the time. How about you, Tammie?
Yep, I've been there at that point many times in my business too. And then the holidays just add another level of complexity. And can any of you listening relate to running your business and getting ready for the holidays and just feeling overwhelmed, which can lead to burnout? Well, you're not alone. I found this stat really interesting. It was from the Hustle survey of more than 300 entrepreneurs. 63% of the business owners reported that they dealt with or are currently dealing with burnout. And burnout can be especially problematic for founders who often wear many hats and are responsible for their company's growth and success. The survey showed that the variety of emotional factors negatively impacted entrepreneurs and accelerated the burnout, including financial concerns was 22%, work life was 15%, and day-to-day stress was 15%. Cindy, can you share some of the signs of burnout?
Sure. Here's a list of a few signs of burnout: a sense of defeat, avoidance of work, detachment, loss of motivation, loss of satisfaction in your work, feeling flat or numb, and low productivity. These are by no means a medical diagnosis, so always consult your doctor.
Yeah. Cindy, I do have a question for you. Do you find it hard to stay on track with running your business and enjoying holiday time?
Yes, Tammie, I do. Here are some of my top things that I do to make sure I do not burn out during the holidays while I'm running my business. So the first thing is to create a plan of action and be realistic about how much you can really accomplish during the holidays. You really need to scale it back. I know I am always trying to do 50 billion things all of the time. So if you write down exactly what you want to accomplish during the month of December, and then look and see if it's realistic. Can I really do this on top of all of my other commitments, all of the parties, all of the shopping, all the planning of the stuff, all of the extra holiday stuff that you have to do? Number 2, getting enough sleep. And this is probably one of the number one things you need to make sure you do is get enough sleep, because if you're not getting enough sleep, everything else just goes out the window. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I need to get my sleep. Otherwise, I'm not a very happy person.
Yeah.
So get your sleep.
Everyone's like that. Yeah. Number 3, align with other entrepreneurs. And that's why we created the Book Hackers Club. So you have a place to hang out together. And this gives you other people to talk about when things aren't going so well. And you're like, oh, I'm feeling so overwhelmed and I don't know how I'm going to get it all done. And then you talk to somebody else and you find that they're having exactly the same struggles. And maybe you have some ideas how to help them. They have some ideas how to help you. And it really helps
does help.
everyone have a better business.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that 100%. And like we've said before, that's why we put the Book Hackers Club together, because we were all kind of feeling a little bit disconnected. And Cindy and I talked about that. And that was one of the biggest reasons why, was just to collaborate and really just have a self-publishing group to be able to work together.
Yeah, I think that's so important. So important to have your little group of people that you can talk to about business stuff, because let's face it, a lot of our friends aren't business owners and they don't know anything about it, and they are off talking about the latest Kardashian whatever, and we want to talk about the latest business news. So sometimes it's hard to find people you can relate to.
Exactly. Yeah, that's very true.
All right, back to the list. Number 4, time management. And that is super, super important, because time can get away with you. I know a lot of times I'll go down these big rabbit holes, and then I come back out of it 3 hours later. And you're like, oh,
yeah, you kind of wasted that time on that when something else needed to really get done. So yeah, I agree with the time management.
Yeah,
is an important part of the whole planning.
Yeah, so make sure you allocate the time you're going to be doing working, and this relates back to number 1, where you have your plan, and break your plan down into days, and then set aside the time each day you're going to be working on each part of your plan. So that's how you're going to get it done, by breaking it into your little, every one of your days.
Chunks of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then number 5, exercising and eating healthy. Super, super key. I know how easy it is during the holiday season with all the lovely treats to kind of backslide and not eat so healthy. But try to balance it out. So if you're going to have a really bad dessert and you know that, then try to have a really healthy lunch, or have healthier items at your dinner. And don't forget to exercise. Exercise is so, so, so important.
That really does help with the burnout, all year round, not just during the holidays, but all year round. It really does. I know you're a big into exercise. I as well. And we both talk about how if we don't get that time in, it really does you just don't feel as good.
Yeah, you don't. And that goes back again to time management, where you need to schedule it into your regular routine. So as Tammie knows, I go to a workout class at the gym every day, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. without fail.
It's like
top priority. I don't schedule any appointments for me during that time, because I'm going to be at the gym. And find some gym accountability buddies too, because it helps to have people that know you're not there and text you like, why aren't you here?
Yeah.
So that helps.
And then you're
too.
like, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That makes a big difference.
And finally, don't forget to take time for self-care. I think this is a huge one that so many of us entrepreneurs just don't do, because we're so busy trying to run our business all the time. And especially women who also are trying to balance their family and their kids and all of that other stuff. You really need to set aside time every day to do a self-care thing too. Put that also in your time management calendar.
I know you live close to the ocean, and you talked about just taking one day a week to go out to the ocean and just for yourself, just for you to clear your head, get away from the desk and clear your head.
Every Wednesday. every Wednesday. Lunch at the beach Wednesday. And I haven't been in a couple of weeks because I've had a lot of stuff going on. And then there was Santa Ana winds, which you don't want to be at.
Those aren't fun at the beach.
15 miles an hour. But I will be there this week, this Wednesday.
But I mean, you can change it up. It doesn't always have to be the beach time, but just to have that little bit of time just to take care of yourself, or even just, read a book or do something different. Because I know working as entrepreneurs, it's just 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yeah, it is. And
it can be
if you go all out every day, 7 days a week for weeks on end, you will burn out. You totally, I know this from experience, you will. So you really have to step back and balance everything.
Yeah. Okay, so
your business isn't going to suffer if you're not there 100% of the time.
Right, absolutely. Yeah. So one last thing before we wrap this up. Stop putting the hustle on the pedestal. I read that and I thought that makes sense. Like hustling seems to be I hustled all day. Well, if you're not eating well, exercising, doing all of the things we just talked about, putting that hustle on a pedestal. And there's nothing wrong with working hard, but when your time and talent and resources start to suffer from nonstop activity, it's time to ease off the gas. The human brain can only work so hard by pushing yourself to the limit. You're really harming rather than helping yourself go the distance. Rather than looking at rest as a form of laziness, which I used to do, prepare your mind for recovery by changing the way you interact with relaxation. Push yourself to conceptually reposition breaks in your mind. Remember, entrepreneurial spirit is great, but not when it puts your well-being on the back burner. You should not need to prove your ethics to anyone. You do not need to work 24/7, like we just said, to get your brand off the ground. And most importantly, you are not alone, like we just said. So once you stop worshiping the hustle, you can finally start working on your business the way you've meant to be pursued, happily, healthy, and a schedule that works for you.
But yeah, it's so important. You really need to consider all of these things when you're making your plan, and no, you can't go full out 24/7. You just can't. It's not gonna, in the end, it's
burnout.
Not gonna work out for you.
That is burnout.
Yeah. So here's a quick recap of what we discussed in this episode. Burnout is a real problem that can be addressed by taking action, getting rest, and aligning with other entrepreneurs, such as with the Book Hackers Club. The key to managing time is to make sure you get enough rest and relaxation. During the holidays, it's okay to indulge a little bit. Just make sure you walk it off.
Walk it off. Yes. In our next episode, we'll talk about what you can and can't change after your book is published on Amazon KDP. We really appreciate you taking the time with us and your busy schedule and joining us today.
If you like what we're sharing on the Book Hackers Show, join our Book Hackers Club, where we dive deeper into helping you build a strong and sustainable self-publishing business. Go to bookhackers.us, that's bookhackers.us, and join us every Thursday if you're ready to turn your self-publishing into a sustainable business. We would be very grateful if you would like, follow, share, and subscribe to the Book Hackers Show. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening. Join Cindy and Tammie each week for tips to help grow your self-publishing business. Don't forget to like and follow us on social media, as well as share with others who could benefit from our advice. Our website is bookhackers.us.